Well, first of all, congratulations on the Taipei 101, winning this award from CTBUH. And thanks for joining us. So Taipei 101 went through a major performance upgrade just a few years after it was completed. So take me back to those days in 2004 and tell me why that performance upgrade was necessary and what happened.
I think it's always a learning by doing kind of process. We didn't really understand the full potential of a super tall building like us, how we can perform better. It's a vision to perform to the highest potential power level, but you need to do it step by step. So when the building was completed in 2004, we were totally in the mood of being the world's tallest building. And it kept going for 5 years. So most of the time we were, working on the operational side of everything. Tenant leasing, recruiting talent, and growing the business. So the major change of mine comes around 2009. Again, there was the time other tall building took over the world tallest buildings title. And we need to find our new identity. So accumulating from the experience that we had, we found there are many ways we can improve, in particular, the energy efficient side of the operation. And the most important way to pursue it is to set against certain benchmark. So we found out LEED program certified by USGBC is really one of the highest standard we can go with. So we took the challenge at starting the new journey in 2009 and work all the way through 2011 and get it certified with LEED Platinum. Now the harder question comes, do we want to go for the second time again? And indeed, we became the tallest the tallest green building in the world. But again, there are new tall buildings being certified by the LEED program. So this time we figured this is the true identity of Taipei 101. We will go on again and again, always challenging ourselves to the highest possible energy saving benchmark. And so we did the certification again, and we were quite successful, and we are very happy to be here to receiving this performance award.
So it sounds like a large part of the motivator for these renovations is wanting to be recognized as the world's tallest green building. But was it as much motivated by that title, or was it more driven by strictly cost savings? Were you seeing a lot of energy inefficiency and you wanted to cut costs? What was the main driver for this?
Both are very important driver. We love to win titles, of course. We come from Asia and we are competitive in that sense. But energy saving, cutting costs is of course very important for operation of size like Taipei 101. And cost saving is very significant. We achieve like 25% reduction in energy usage intensity. And over that period of time, the tenancy occupancy rate increased from 70% to 95%. So I think we did that. The next level of challenge would be, are there tools, instrument, methodology that we can improve further? So I think going down the road, there are more interesting challenges ahead of us, and we look forward to the challenges.
What's next then? Is there going to be another wave of renovations now that you've achieved so much energy savings? Is there another certification you're pursuing?
Every 5 years we need to be recertified, so that's already marked in the calendar. But we are even more open-minded. People are proposing solar energy. People are proposing the retired battery from the electrical car. So all these interesting ideas would be listened carefully and would be selected, would be incorporated, would be experimented in Taipei 101. So down the road, new things happen, and we want to be technology leading company in that sense.
one of the biggest energy uses in a building is the tenants. So I wonder how you get them on board and how do you encourage the tenants of the building to save energy?
Number one, cutting costs. Everybody like to save in certain sense. So that's the first point of engagement that we will have. The second encounter would be talking to the main decision maker, let them know we are in a vertical urban habitat. So it's not just a single tenant's issue. It's a whole attitude of going to conquer the energy waste, the type of problem. So I'm very happy, I'm very proud. Our tenant, 99% of them, have been always on board with this vision. So I think, again, in the next 5-year cycle or even longer time, they will be with us. And we provide many free lectures. We are willing to show them what we have done, what we have achieved. So transparency is of always a good point of persuasion. So over the past few years, 2 cycles of LEED certification, I think we even elevate the trust and partnership with our tenant.
Mm-hmm. Specifically, what were the things that made the biggest difference in achieving these big savings? Was there any surprising thing that you did that helped Taipei 101 save so much energy?
I think Freda oversees all these technical things, so she will be right there.
Please.
Yes. They are, of course, the management policies, which make sure that the temperature sets and automations should come on, and that works in accordance with the schedule, that links up to the open data. And there are also the savings in the sense of, by putting out some capex. Of course, the budget has to be allowed in order for this whole thing to take shape. We did have some inverters installed, and we also put in things like water-saving faucets, the whole thing about the building metering, which is a prerequisite for LEED V4. That's also installed in place. That, of course, took shape gradually over the years. We started to put more, first of all, in the major appliances, and then later on more and more to track and monitor the energy consumption. So that itself is a discipline built in. So I would like to say that it's not a spirit of LEED is to go low cost and no cost. While it's very easy to have the budget in place and to spend it all, however, that does limit your room for improvement in the future as you go down maybe 55 years down the way for recertification effort. It shows it has to show certain improvement from the year previous. So we do have. One has to consider the hard set and the soft set together, and to have that whole mechanism built in, right down from the equipment side, the engineering and operation side, all the way to the management side. That is one way of getting our tenants engaged and buy into the concept that LEED is for everyone. So I think that's what that really helped in helping us to achieve the LEED V4 Platinum this round.
Do either of you have any advice for another building manager or owner, even engineer or architect who is considering energy efficiency upgrades or making their building more green?
Quite a few.
Yes. If you're talking about, of course, if they are designed from scratch, they could always have that built in on things such as a very strong control center, building-wide meterings. All of that has to be planned out early. And if you could think about regeneration, green regenerated energy early on, because that's something that it's hard to implement later on. However, if you're talking about an already built building from the operation and maintenance side of things, then I would certainly suggest the client to consider doing LEED early on. people usually think that it could start 1.5 years before the recertification. However, it definitely takes more than that for the first round. It's better off to start 2 to 3 years ahead of time because it's a major cultural impact to the management team. They have to be able to work interdisciplinary and also integratively to understand what and why they're doing things, where everything is coming from, and in order to achieve a synergy of results. Yeah, and it's oftentimes not what the consultant's able to bring from their past experiences from outside. It has you have to have that buy-ins from the management. So I would advise also to get a good consultant on board, and we do have an in-house team that's ready with lead APs in place. So we'd like to share our experiences with people who are interested in pursuing this track. Yeah.
Well, thank you both so much, and congratulations on the award.
Thank you.
Thank you.